Hey everybody out there, it's time to duel, and today for you guys, as you can see by the playmat, we have Raviel, Herman, and Uriah on the playmat today. And we're going to be profiling an old school deck of a fun deck that I've played off and on throughout the years just for fun. And that is the Phantom deck, or the Phantom Lord deck, I guess you can call it. Now, there's a bunch of different builds. I've seen if people build these over the years, and you can try different things out if you want to. But this is the build that works the best for me. But yeah, without further ado, we'll get into the deck profile, talk about the different builds, different tech cards. I've updated a pretty good amount since the last time I profiled this deck profile over a year ago, and it works out fairly well. So let's get into the deck profile. So first off, one Herman, one Uriah, double Raviel. Now, you can run whatever ratio you want of these. You could run double Herman if you want to. You could run double Raviel. It's up to you. Uriah is kind of the weakest one because we only run 3 continuous traps. So he'll usually come out as a 2,000, 3,000 attacker at tops. So he won't be 4,000 attack like everything else, unless you want to run some more continuous trap cards. But you have to build a deck more specifically around Uriah if you want to abuse him. But the reason I run double Raviel instead of double Herman, which Herman is slightly a little bit better because when he's in defensive position, your opponent can only attack that card, is because sometimes I like using Dark Summoning Beast, banishing it, to add a Raviel from my deck to my hand, to use Allure of Darkness to banish it to draw 2 cards in certain situations. But when you have Fallen Paradise out in the field, it really doesn't matter which one of these 3 over here you're using. But yes, this is the ratio I run. If you want to change it up, go right ahead. But this is the ratio that works for me for the ways I play the deck. So next up, we run the card that makes the deck work ever since it came out over a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now. And that is Dark Summoning Beast. So this card is essential for just about every single play of your deck. You can banish it when it's in graveyard to add a Herman or Uriah or Raviel from your deck to your hand, which is very nice. Then when it's on the field, you can tribute it off to special summon Herman, Raviel, and Uriah, but it can't attack. You can't attack that turn with that monster. So what you usually do for his effect is you use his effect in main phase 2. That way you can conduct your battle phase, then go into main phase 2, use this effect, bring out your Herman, your Raviel, whatever, and then your next turn, when it's back to your turn, these guys can attack now. So that's the best way to use this guy, but he's very versatile and he's very essential to how the deck functions. Next we run our 3 Dark Grepher. I've upped this guy because of just how useful he is for setting up your graveyard with your Dark Summoning Beast and your different combo plays. We also run the recently limited Armageddon Knight. I promise you we're not making broken boards and links with Armageddon Knight here, but we're just using it for standard dumping dark monsters. So nothing crazy, I promise you that. But Dark Grepher, pretty much what we do with him is you have a good amount of high-level dark monsters. We actually have 4 of them. We have your Dark Summoning Beast, and we also have Destrudal, or Destrudo if you don't know what that is right there, which can help you go for some cool little synchro plays and things of that nature. But you have these targets for Dark Grepher to special summon him and then dump to your dark target. But your entire deck, for the most part, is Dark Attribute. So that's perfectly fine with how the deck functions. These guys just dump a whole bunch of your dark monsters, be it Stygian Street Patrol, be it whatever you really need, your Dark Summoning Beast. Those are your main cards you try and dump to your graveyard for certain situations. Next up we have 2 Stygian Street Patrol. This is a card that you could run as a 3 of, but as time has gone on, I've preferred it as a 2 of in the deck. So what does this card do? So you can use it to special summon level, I think it's 0 Fiend monster. You can special summon 1 Fiend type monster with 2,000 or less attack from your hand, which is really nice. So mainly you're going to use this card in combination with your Dark Summoning Beast, if you guys don't know this by now. So you banish this from graveyard, special summon your Dark Summoning Beast from hand, tribute it off, go for your Phantom Beast like Herman, Raviel, etc. So that's how that works. It's also good because you have other fiend monsters in your deck. So in certain situations, if this is in your graveyard, you can banish it to special summon those fiend monsters like Phantom of Chaos or Jerigato in certain situations as well, which is a nice card to have. So this card has a little bit more versatility compared to some decks that just use it for Dark Summoning Beast. So yeah. Next we run 2 Phantom of Chaos. Some people like this, some people don't. It takes a little bit of setup to use. You can use it to make, you know, a certain monster 4,000 attack. Like say maybe you have Raviel or Haman engrave. You can use it to abuse. The main card we're going to use it with though is with your Dark Summoning Beast. So if your Dark Summoning Beast is in graveyard, you can activate Phantom of Chaos, making it gain Dark Summoning Beast's effect. And then you contribute this off to bring out your Phantom Beast. So it's just another way of being able to do this. But it's a very good card to have in the deck. I do not like it more than 2 of in the deck, however. Next up we have 2 Summoner Monk. This helps out with a bunch of different plays. This helps out with your rank 4 playmakers for helping tutoring out of the deck certain cards for certain plays. The main cards you're going to be using with Summoner Monk's effect, because you do have some of the dead spell cards in your deck that you run that may be dead and you can just pitch them. But Summoner Monk allows you to go for Phantom of Chaos, Armageddon Knight, Stygian Street Patrol. These guys right here, you can use Armageddon Knight's effect before you go into a rank 4, Phantom of Chaos, like I was talking about just a second ago, and Stygian Street Patrol by having it in the graveyard and just having them, you know, when it goes to grave, you'll have an effect in grave to maybe bring out a Dark Summoning Beast that you have in your hand or some other monster. So these are the main cards that you're going to use with Summoner Monk most of the time. But I know he's at 3 of, but you don't need 3 of Summoner Monk in your deck, because he's just there for tutoring purposes and for rank 4s if you need be. A card that I just like is a tech card in the deck. You can run other cards if you really feel like you want to, and that's Jerigato. Now Jerigato is got multiple purposes in this deck. He gives attack bonus to your monsters. You gain life points, which is nice. He's a level 4. He's a fiend. He's a dark. Like, he has so many purposes in this deck, and he works very well in those niche purposes. I do not like him as a 3 of because they are niche purposes, but he does come in handy. He's kind of like a hand trap, but if you try him out in the deck and play around with him, you'll start to find out why I run him in the deck. He's a fiend. He's a dark, which those are 2 important things. He's also level 4 for rank 4 playmaking abilities, for link spam if you need to use him for that. You get where he's going with this card, where I'm going with this card. Has multiple functions and facets in the deck. So 2 Jerigato, pretty decent card in the deck. Next up we run 1 Destrudo, the Lost Dragon Fissure. This helps you go for synchro plays, link plays, mind you, a multitude of different things out there for certain situations. Definitely I like the card in the deck. Now that we're running 3 Dark Grepher, I just like having this card in the deck for different plays and combo plays I can do in the deck now. So 1 Destrudo. Next we run 3 Foreign Paradise. This card is your win condition of the deck, quote unquote. So if you have Herman, Raviel, Uriah on the field, you draw 2 cards. So if you get this card's effect off twice, and what I mean by that is, say your Herman lives on the field for 2 turns. You get 4 draws off this card. You usually are going to win. It just helps you gain advantage so fast. It also protects your big guys from being hurt, which is amazing. They can be protected by Fallen Paradise. It's literally a win condition and very essential in the deck. That's why we also run along with the 2 Fallen Paradise, 2 Terraforming as well, because you really want to get to this. And if you draw too many or you have too many Fallen Paradise, that's why we have Summoner Monk. You can pitch it, set up your hand, set up your field to eventually use Fallen Paradise. So if these become dead, you can pitch them. But that's why I love 2 Terraforming. You want to deck thin. You want to get to these cards as soon as possible. Next up, 3 Allure of Darkness is staple in the deck. Everything in your main deck, I believe, if I remember correctly, is Dark Attribute except your Uriah and your Haman. Everything else is Dark Attribute in the deck, so it works well with the deck. So you definitely want to run your 3 Allure of Darkness. It's staple in the deck, hands down. Next up, I run double terraforming. Excuse me, not terraforming. Transmodify. Excuse me. Now, the reason I run transmodify is it's another way, because I always found myself when I wasn't running transmodify that there'd be some instances where just I could not for the life of me getting a phantom beast out in the field. So I found that transmodify was just another additional way to make sure that I got into dark summoning beast. And that's what this card is used for, to help you get into dark summoning beast. And if it's dead in your hand, you have summon a monk, you can pitch it, like I always say. So if you have Dark Summoning Beast, and you have multiple targets that you can use to get into Dark Summoning Beast in this deck. Jaragato, remember I said he's a fiend, helps you into Dark Summoning Beast. You also have Stygian Street Patrol, helps you go into Dark Summoning Beast. You also have Phantom of Chaos, helps you go into Dark Summoning Beast. So you kind of can see as I go through this deck profile the multiple of different ways you have to get to Dark Summoning Beast, to get it off, to have Fallen Paradise on the field, and just go off on your opponent. That's what your deck is trying to do. So that's why we run those ratios of those cards. Now, you do want to protect yourself against hand traps and other problematic cards out there, so that's why we still run, I like running 3 Call by the Grave. You do not want to get ashed, you do not want to get ogred. Believe me, it is not fun if your Dark Summoning Beast gets ash blossomed. Not fun at all. So, Call by the Grave, protection, because this deck is very combo oriented, and one little thing that's stopped can cause the entire deck to just malfunction. And that's just because the way the deck is. That's for any different variation that I've played, tested, and tried out. It's not a competitive deck by any stretch of the imagination. It's a fun deck that would do good at locals with your buddies, your friends, but it's not going to win like a regional event or something of that nature. But you do want to be careful because people are always running hand traps nowadays. So Call by the Grave protects you against that. So that's why I run 3 Call by the Grave. Now that it's back at 3 of, thank you, Konami. Next we got for your 1-ofs, 1 Upstart Goblin, make it a 39 card deck, draw power, you get the deal. 1 Reinforcement of the Army, search your different warrior monsters, your Armageddon Knight, your Dark Grepher, you get the deal. Foolish Burial, you have multiple targets, Stygian Street Patrol, Dark Summoning Beast, things of that nature. 1 Monster Reborn, reoccur your resources. This allows you to reuse Dark Summoning Beast, which is nice. You could also run Soul Charge if you want to, but I just like the 1 Monster Reborn. Then we have a trap card that I definitely love in the deck, and I highly suggest you run this card, and that's Escape from the Dark Dimension. So if you guys want to know how this card functions, how do you use this card? Well, let me explain how you use Escape from the Dark Dimension. So let me read it to you guys if you don't know. Target 1 of your banished dark monsters, special summon that target. When this card leaves the field, destroy that target, and if you do, banish it. When that target is destroyed, destroy this card. So first off, it's a continuous trap card. It works with Uriah. So if we have our Dark Summoning Beast out on the field, okay, we tribute it, right? We tribute it to bring out Herman, okay? This is in graveyard. I'm going to banish it to search Raviel. I set my trap card, okay? Goes back to my turn. Activate. And granted, this is slow, but this is the best way to abuse Dark Summoning Beast. You bring this monster back to the field from the banished zone. Do your normal plays that you want to. Tribute. Bring out a Raviel. So now you have 2 Phantom Beast cards on the field. This just helps you re-abuse Dark Summoning Beast for searching, for a multitude of different things. You can even use it with your Stygian Street Patrol if you really need to re-abuse it, or make you go for like an Exciton Knight or a rank 4 play. So definitely a 2 of or 3 of in your deck, hands down, I would say. Next we have our 1 Raviel token, which I've actually had for many years. Love the token. But we got our Link Karibo. People always ask me, why do I run Link Karibo? Well, the reason we run Link Karibo is because the token that Raviel makes is a level 1 Fiend with 1000 attack, 1000 defense. This uses level 1s. It can also protect your Dark Summoning Beast from things like Utopia the Lightning and big boss monsters that are a pain in the butt. So, Link Karibo. We also have Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Cerberus, Unicorn. Then we got some other rank 4s, rank 4 link monsters we run. Borreload, Boral Sword. If you want to, you can choose either or. You could also run Sauja, the Skull Dread, if you really wanted to get fancy with some plays and get a whole bunch of draw power out. But up to you to decide. For your Exceed monsters, Nember Master Key Beetle to protect your Fallen Paradise from destruction, which is nice. Bagasucha, Tornado Dragon, just for back row removal. Exciton Knight, because it's Exciton Knight. We got a mini Utopia package as well, just for things. These are just like different things you can go into depending upon your situation. We also have some Synchro monsters, like I was talking about earlier. We got Yazi that you can go into. And you also got Black Rose Dragon that you can go into as well for blowing up the field if you need to go for that. And this all works with Destrudo. Next we have Almatal, the Chaos Phantom Dragon. Now, you don't have to run this. It's very, very gimmicky to run this card. I'll be the first to admit it. But there's just something about bringing out a 5-digit attack monster in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just something about it that's just really fun. So if you want to bring out a 10,000 attack monster in Yu-Gi-Oh! There you go. You can run it if you want to. If you want to take this out for something else because you don't feel like you go for it enough, go right ahead. I go for it every once in a while for fun and jokes because it's just a fun card to go for. And it's just kind of cool. But yeah, it's just there for laughs and jokes with my buddies. But it's kind of cool to go for. And you can go for it. Yeah, not often, but you can go for it. But yeah, that's the deck profile in a nutshell. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Like I said, this is a fun deck. It's not a competitive deck. But overall, it's a really fun deck to play, have fun with, go into different, going for these big, iconic monsters that we used to watch on the anime as kids. It's kind of fun to do. So, hope you all enjoyed the deck profile. If you did, please leave a big thumbs up. Until next time, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling. Hope you enjoyed the deck profile, and I'll see you all next time. Take care, everybody.